Alrighty, it looks like we're live. Folks, welcome to Everything Pro Wrestling. Everything Pro Wrestling is a show by the fans, for the fans. I am your host, Conrad Cushman, and we are back with another AEW Dynamite to talk about and review. We are talking September 16th, 2020 episode of Dynamite. This episode was one that I wasn't sure what we were going to get going into it, but this turned out to be a complete banger of an episode. I hope you guys stick around, leave me your thoughts in the chat, and I don't even have anything else to say for this intro except for let's just hit the intro and get into this.
Everything pro wrestling, they can never be you. Listen to the podcast here for the people. The best show that's here, so listen in. Let the knowledge begin. The opinion and the lesson. Yes, everyday pro wrestling, they can never be you.
All right, guys, that was the intro for AEW Dynamite done by my boy Monteezy. Had to make sure we show Teezy some love. What is going on? We got a bunch of people popping up in the chat right now. Jesus DeLeon, The Ace, BJ, John L. Jackson. What is good, man? What is good? John L. said, I'm back. I took some time away because my cousin passed away. John L., rest in peace to your cousin. My thoughts and prayers are with you and your family, brother. I'm sorry to hear that, man. Sorry for your loss. No Lara, what is going on? Hello. Guys, come on in. We are getting ready to talk about AEW Dynamite. I am in the mood to talk some pro wrestling. I hope you guys are as well. This was a really fun episode, like I said in the intro here. Completely like shocked at how everything just turned out. This thing was amazing. I couldn't wait to get it started. As you guys saw, I was fumbling around with the computer. I wanted to get right on here and talk. I've got some water. We're going to do our usual stuff. People who pop up in the live chat, I will make sure that I give you guys a shout out. Come on in and make sure that you guys are out here showing your boys some love. And it's all greatly appreciated. And I am pulling up my backup chat just in case this one goes down. So, No Lara is hyped about the PS5 price reveal today. We're going to get into some of that, hopefully at the end here. Remind me about that, No Lara. But let's talk AEW Dynamite. But before we do, guys, there is one simple thing that I have to ask of everybody. When you guys come on in, do me a favor. Make sure you guys help a brother out hitting that subscribe button. Also, if you're not getting the notifications or if you just subscribe, hit the bell. Why not? The bell definitely helps out, helps people see where the channel is and sees when we go live every single week. So make sure you guys are coming up in here. Once again, hit that subscribe button. We're going to transition that puppy right over. And make sure you hit the bell so that way you guys are notified anytime Everything Pro Wrestling goes live. I appreciate each and every one of you. And big shout out to all the Facebook groups I post in, Reddit, anywhere where this post goes. I'm showing some love to you guys. Thank you so much. I know some people on Twitter showed me some love with this show tonight. Thank you guys. Thank you. None of this is possible without you guys. But let's talk some wrestling. Connor, what's good, brother? I see you are in the house as well tonight. Thank you for coming on in. Man, guys, tonight AEW Dynamite was on fire. I really like a lot of the things that were done tonight. We got stories moving. We've got some great matchups. This is what a weekly wrestling show is supposed to be. And I don't know if I'm feeling like that because Monday Night Raw came off as a complete bore this week to me. I was not at all feeling Monday Night Raw. It was lackluster. It was just a big old disappointment, man. Let's talk about the opening matchup tonight. We had Jurassic Express taking on FTR. FTR has stated that they will not give tag title shots out freely like Kenny Omega and Hangman Page were. They are trying to establish a great tag division, and they want people who can beat them to receive tag title shots. So FTR being the heels they are telling Jurassic Express, can you beat us and maybe you can get a tag title shot. This matchup was great. Now, before the match even got started, the Young Bucks come out and they super kick referee Bryce Remsburg. Just nailed him right in the face with a double super kick. And we see them go backstage. They go through the tunnel. And what do? They have the money ready for Tony Khan. And you see him in the dusty position backstage. And they just toss the money right over to Tony Khan like, that ain't nothing to us. Unfreaking believable. All that money, what is Tony gonna spend it on? You know what he could spend it on? Manscaped. You guys can get the Lawnmower 3.0, and so can you, Tony Khan, if you want to use our promo code EPW Show. EPW Show will get you 20% off and free delivery. So if you guys go to manscaped.com, promo code EPW Show, it's all down in the description. Get yourself the Lawnmower 3.0. It is designed for growing grooming. This can be used by the fellas, the ladies, whoever wants to buy it. It makes a great gift, and it's definitely dope. You've got the light on it. It vibrates. It's really dope. You guys definitely want to use it. It is skin safe, cordless, waterproof, complete control, high power. And did I mention it has an LED light? They also offer many other great products, from the ball toner to the ball deodorant, to cologne, to boxers, to whatever you need. Guys, go to manscaped.com, promo code EPW Show. Have to show some love. Also gotta show some love to my boys, powerslam.tv. Type in that same promo code EPW Show. 1 month of independent pro wrestling on me. Type in your favorite independent organization to see if they're on there. You can also look by wrestlers, see who some of your favorites are that you are interested in. Check them out on powerslam.tv for free. Showing some love also to the Pro Wrestling Shoot. Got to give a big shout out to my boy Jesse. You guys will hear his stuff. He has an ad read on here after the podcast is over. So make sure you show some love to the Pro Wrestling Shoot. And also Josh Burton and Everything College Basketball. Basketball's been heating up in the NBA and all of the college news. So make sure you guys check out Josh Burton and Everything College Basketball. All right, let us see what is going on. We've got more people popping up in here before we talk about that first match. All right, where did we leave off? Jesus De Leon is in the chat. What is good, Jesus? God, what is happening, brother? Thank you for coming on in here. He said Raw was good. I disagree. I did not like Raw personally. B-Boy Skyline talking about the super kick party. Jesus said Tony Khan's face. The Bucks broke kayfabe. It's all good. He said good segue. Thank you. Sonny Bimbo, the selling tonight was top notch by everyone, especially Private Party. Sonny, you're not wrong, brother. You are not wrong. Let's get into this Jurassic Express FTR match, though. We talked about the Bucks super kicking the referee and already throwing the money at Tony Khan. We did some great promo work off of that. The match was really focused on isolating Jungle Boy for this, and I thought Jungle Boy did a great job selling and getting sympathy. Perfect role for him. That is why they have this tag team of the big man, Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy. Jungle Boy gets the sympathy. He can do all the high spots, while Luchasaurus is the power man. And this worked out for this one. Luchasaurus gets the tag, heats up. I really love the feel of FTR matches. FTR's tag team matches, if you guys never watched old school pro wrestling from like the 80s, that's what their tag matches feel like. Lots of near falls. It reminded me of a WCW like Saturday night tag match when I was a kid. And maybe that's why I'm enjoying it. Maybe it's like a feel of nostalgia a little bit when I'm watching it. But the roll-ups, the counters, everything in this match was perfect. Luchasaurus heats up. Jungle Boy gets some near falls on FTR. FTR get a bunch on him. It was just great. It was great. No one could really hit their finishers. They did some amazing moves in this, but they kept trying to go for roll-ups, and eventually Jungle Boy was on the outside. Dax Harwood comes in. He does the flip over the rope, goes for the roll-up. He gets it, but Dax Harwood reverses it, and he gets help from Tully Blanchard to get the 3. Those dirty, dirty-ass heels steal a victory from my boys, the Jurassic Express. I love it, though. FTR, I was angry after that a little bit, but I was like, they got me. So, good win for Tully and FTR. I'm really digging this combo of the 3. I don't know what it is, but there's just something about the 3. They're throwing up that symbol. I'm feeling it, man. I really like it. Connor says FTR has the best music in the tag division. I don't know about that, Connor. I'm gonna have to go through and listen to all of them, but they've got some pretty dope beats, man. They're moving on up. Really good stuff here. Really good stuff. After that, the announced team of JR, Tony Schiavone, Excalibur, they run down the entire card for us tonight. They are really just going through, hammering what we're going to see. And Tony Schiavone then says, we got to go backstage. Something's happening. So immediately your attention is drawn over. Matt Hardy is down holding his knee. He's in excruciating pain. Private Party then come over to check on him with the officials nearby. And they're like, what happened? What's going on? And then here comes Chris Jericho and Jake Hager looking like they're going to show some compassion. But then they wind up laughing, telling Hardy to put some ice on it. And they begin to taunt Private Party. So it looks like Jericho and Hager, because they had Floyd with them, they're bet. Maybe they took out Matt Hardy here to make sure he wasn't ringside to help Private Party for this match. So they've got an early advantage on them. Let us go to Alfonso Harrell. What is going on, Alfonso? Thank you for joining us tonight. He said, all I'm going to say is AEW blew NXT out of the water tonight. Not even close. I haven't had a chance to check out NXT. I will do so within the next couple days. But Alfonso, I'll take your word for it, man. That's how he feels. Ace said FTR always doing what they do best. And I think that's tag team wrestling, if I can agree with you, Ace. And shout out to Ace for being a new mod in the chat. Hey, Zeus DeLeon, poor Matt was having a bad year. Bruh. He's gotta chill out, man. But I'm glad that they're trying to protect Matt Hardy after that nasty spill at All Out, which is still ridiculous, by the way. Like, I don't care what anybody says, but I'm just glad that Matt's being kept off TV for now. And he's on television, but I'm glad that they're keeping him away from ringside and any involvement nearby. Jericho is a Hall of Famer one day, for sure, Connor. Like 100%. After this, Kenny Omega, we see, is now on commentary. Okay, Kenny, we see you out there. And some dissension is kind of brought up because Tony Schiavone was bringing up the interview that they've had. Hangman Page thought that Kenny Omega and him were becoming a tag team again. And then we also have Kenny Omega, who said he's ready to go back into singles competition. Two former tag partners not on the same page. What's going on here? No pun intended with that either. So we move into the matchup of Frankie Kazarian versus Adam Hangman Page for the night. This match was now said, it was offered to Kenny Omega as a tag match, but he declined. He refused to tag up with Hangman Page. The plot thickens as you watch this from backstage. When I heard that, Kenny kind of just brushed it off like, hey, I'm trying to focus on my singles career. Nothing wrong with that, I guess. But he had a chance to make this a tag match against Frankie Kazarian and Scorpio Sky, and he said no. So it makes Kenny look kind of bad, in my opinion. Things that we were going to have happen. And Connor is asking, so are we getting a Bucks Page double heel turn? I don't know, Connor. I don't think so. I'm going to say no for my prediction point of view. I'm going to say no on that. I think Kenny is the bad one here. And I think the Bucks are going to join him, if you want my early pick for that. So afterwards, this match, Frankie Kazarian needs his props in this. I thought Kaz did an excellent job, and so did Hangman Page. These two just clicked. The chemistry was there tonight with some people. It just was working. Great exchanges between these two, and things really began to heat up when Frankie Kazarian went for a German suplex, and Hangman Page lands on his feet and lands a big lariat. All those cowboys, just big lariat fans, man, ready to take the old noggin off, knock them out of their boots, as Derek would say. So different. After that, we get a fall away slam into a running shooting star press for the near fall. Kenny's on commentary, kind of like, whoa, I'm surprised Hangman Page is doing this well. And I don't know if they're teasing like he's gonna team with them. AEW's doing a great job of fooling us, like in what direction they're going with things. Kenny's like, wow, that was a really good shooting star press. Usually here you're asking for someone to make the tag. He's looking at it from a tag team point of view, and Hangman Page is out there wrestling a singles match. Page looks great in this. We get some backslide reversals by Kazarian and him. Kazarian hits an unprettier onto Hangman Page, which Kenny Omega thought it was over, but Page kicks out. After that, we get into Paige hitting a pump handle Death Valley driver. Looked really smooth. Like, he kind of picked him up and threw him up on the shoulders. It looked like Murphy's Law. If you guys are fans of Buddy Murphy, he just hits him with that move for a near fall. Kaz kicks out. Afterwards, Kaz hits his signature cutter where he brings the guy in over the top rope, near fall. And afterwards, Kaz goes for it again, but Paige lets go of the ropes this time. Then Kaz looks for another move. He brings Paige through the middle rope, and he always does that middle rope leg drop. But this time, Paige moves out of the way. Kaz rolls through, but he rolls through right into a buckshot lariat for the 1, 2, 3. Adam Hangman Page, the lone cowboy, stands tall after all of this. And Kenny Omega just walks off before the celebration can begin. And Page looks back like he lost his best friend because Kenny Omega's not there, and he thought maybe he would join him in the ring. Great, minute storytelling here. That is how you do it. Very well teased. I loved it. Page drinks a beer by himself. An image that we're used to seeing. Great imagery with that. And that's it. They show a video package after to set up the parking lot fight that we are going to get tonight. Really good here. Let's get back into some of the comments here. BJ said it was weird that Kenny kept getting called, that Kenny kept calling where Hangman would have tagged and stuff. Lots of layers. I agree with BJ 100%. He said that probably even before I even said that on this podcast. So excellent point, BJ. Rob is in the house. What's good, Rob? Jesus, Frankie is really slept on. Miro was right about this match. Really great it was. Jesus, bro, not wrong. I thought that tonight's show, I don't even know what else to say except for it delivered, bro. It delivered. Hangman Page is great, and he proved exactly why he deserves the spot that he is in. And I think he's got greater things to ascend to going forward with all of this. Like I said, we had the hype for the parking lot brawl. And next we find out MJF is getting ready to come out. During the intro, they cut to picture-in-picture. MJF is trying to make Serpentico kiss the rings, bitch. And I don't know if he ever did or not, but it cuts away from that. And I wasn't looking at the picture-in-picture. I took those opportunities to do some other things. Get up, get some water, walk around a little bit. We find out that there's going to be a Tuesday late night Dynamite next week. So after Inside the NBA, you guys can watch Dynamite on Tuesday. This show I will not be covering. They showed and promoted some of the matches for it. Basically the main match, it looks like Brandy and a lot of people versus some unknown names. It looks like an episode of Dark for the most part, but they do have a match with Shawn Spears versus Matt Sydal. Very interesting. Tully will be in Shawn Spears' corner. So that's what they're selling next week with Late Night Dynamite. So maybe this is a test run for the new show. I don't know. But I just put that down because that thought crept past my mind when we were looking at this. Hey, what's going on, Wrestling Otaku? What's happening, brother? So MJF takes on Shawn Dean. Literally, this match is very quick. The bell rings. All I saw was an eye poke. He locks in his Fujiwara armbar known as the Salt of the Earth. And there is a quick tap out. MJF holds onto a 4 count before the referee was going to reverse his decision. MJF lets go and he gets on the mic. The main thing that you love to see MJF do. He complains once again about what Jon Moxley did. He said Jon Moxley stole his opportunity. He cheated at All Out. He took advantage of the rules and he cheated. So from now on going forward, he wants to be announced as the undefeated, undisputed, uncrowned MJF. He's the uncrowned AEW champion, he says. He makes Justin Roberts announce it. Justin Roberts says it kind of like how I did. He's the undefeated, undisputed. And MJF cuts him off and he says, look, you better say it right or I'm going to have Wardlow come out there and rearrange your face. All right, Justin Roberts then. He's the undefeated, the undisputed, uncrowned. And Justin Roberts, one of the great announcers in my opinion. I really enjoy his work for wrestling. Announces MJF. And MJF gives us this perfect tagline, because I'm better than you and you know it. And him and Wardlow walk off. Looks like him and Wardlow maybe have patched things up, but there's more to that story. Keep in mind these little brush-ups that these two are having. Keep it in mind. And before, excuse me, I forgot to mention one other thing. MJF mentions that he's thinking about maybe getting a group or stable together because that's the only people who get things around here. So maybe MJF will join a wolf pack because he's usually a lone wolf, he tried to say, even though he has Wardlow and everyone else behind him, heel. He joins a wolf pack. Where do you guys see MJF going? Jesus said, can you cover it on Wednesday? I will try, brother, if I get a chance to see it. Let's see here. MJF is a crybaby after his loss. Jesus said, poor Shaun Dean. Shaun Dean got whooped on. And Ace said, MJF is undefeated no more. No lie. But what group would you guys like to see MJF go into? I think that he's got a lot of options. I mean, he fits in with Tully and FTR, classic old school heels in wrestling. I don't know. That's just, maybe I'm wrong for that, but I really think he's got potential in doing that. I'm trying to think if there's any other groups he would fit into. Inner Circle? Maybe. Some people thought that early on when him and Jericho would have their little brush-ups. BJ said AEW going full New Japan with the factions. I have that in my notes, brother. And you know what? I don't mind it because in New Japan, it kind of works. You got Chaos, Bullet Club. If you guys have no clue what I'm talking about, go back and watch some of the New Japan reviews and I will explain. There's a bunch of mini factions and it all plays into like these other stories that happen with the tag titles, 6-man titles, the world titles. It's kind of dope, and I think AEW has adopted that same type of principle. There's nothing wrong with multiple factions. A lot of these groups have 3 to 4 guys in it. Inner Circle has 5. So, very interesting. Let's see here. Oh, Rockstar said, I thought AEW was on Thursday. No. After Denver picked up their victory, that completely changed the game. So, the Nuggets beat the Clippers. Hurts me to say that. I'm not getting into any of that either. Hurts my soul, bro. We get into a segment backstage by Taz. Technique by Taz. As he looks at Ricky Stark's move here. I think he called it the Rochambeau. If you guys are familiar with South Park, that's usually a kick square to the nuts. I don't know what this move was, but Ricky Starks, he can do it 2 ways. They show him where he locks the arms in a butterfly lock, brings up the person, and he kicks his right leg to the side and slams him down. And we also saw one where he just does it, where he picks him up, similar to a Dominator, picks them up and does the exact same move. And Taz kind of breaks down the move. I thought it was really cool. I like that they had Taz do that. So, really, really cool. BJ said, it makes it interesting when the members of the same faction have to compete against each other. Yeah, it tells a greater story sometimes. I.e. Evil and Naito in New Japan. Heartbreak Kid Rockstar says flippers. Flippers. I don't know what that means. I don't know if you're talking about the Dolphin, but maybe you're talking about channel changing between AEW and NXT. I don't know, Rockstar, but they did flip on some of the dates, if that's what you're referring to. Let's get into Eddie Kingston. By the way, I listened to the AEW Unrestricted podcast this week because I wanted to hear Eddie Kingston. Great episode. I love him and Tony Schiavone going back and forth. Just funny as hell. Eddie Kingston cut a great promo on a cookie on BTE this week. Wonderful stuff. Eddie Kingston comes out with the Lucha Bros, Butcher, and Blade, and he says he's got 3 things to talk about, and we are going to talk about these 3 things here. He said the Clippers are the flippers. You hurt me, Rockstar. You hurt me. BJ said Ricky Starks is such a star. Stroke daddy. Yes. 3 things Eddie Kingston wants to talk about, though, in his promo. 1, I'm looking around just to make sure that Casey's legal team is not around. 1, he never lost the Battle Royal. He went underneath the bottom rope, which is true, as I explained last week on the episode. I got to edit that out. Someone remind me after to do that. 2, he said that they're a family. Sometimes families get into fights and then they go out for dinner afterwards, but not them. They are agents of chaos. And he said the Butcher was outside. And he said, find us some victims. The Butcher grabs like 3 people by their necks and dragged them over the guardrail. The 3 people were Kevin Blackwood and Daniel Garcia. people from the local Buffalo area. If you guys have never seen ESW, Empire State Wrestling, Daniel Garcia is the world champ there. Kevin Blackwood is another amazing performer. You see these guys at Smash Wrestling all the time. They wrestle with Kevin Bennett, Puff. They're part of the Buffalo Boys group there. And I believe the other one was Griff Garrison. And this squad beats the hell out of them. The Lucha Bros look great. Butcher and Blade look great. They hit some double team combinations even between the two teams. They annihilate these dudes. Annihilate. Like, I can't even explain it in a better way. They go down. It's over. It's a GG. Good night. And the last thing he says is, and the third thing, he tells Blade to get his house in order. What does that mean? To me, the only thing I could think of was that he's saying, go get Allie back. Go get your wife back from QT Marshall. That's the only thing I could see happening with that. I don't know here. Sonny Bimbo said, I love the cookie promo. A said, where was Jericho and Hager during the main event tonight? I assume they told them to stay back. It was a fair fight up until that point. Let me see here. Rockstar said they beat up jobbers. I wouldn't say they're jobbers, man. I'm really a big fan of Daniel Garcia, Kevin Blackwood. I even like Griff Garrison. I think these guys could be signed by AEW. And you're going to see where hard work gets you in a little bit here on the show. Queen of the Indies, Tiff, thank you so much. Tiff gave me a big shout out on Twitter. So I have to give a shout out to the All Elite podcast. Just had their 100th episode last week on Thursday. Really a great podcast. If you guys want to listen to another viewpoint of AEW Dynamite, show them some love as well. Kingston is the promo god. Of course, Tiffany would say that. She is a fan of the Indies, and that's where Eddie Kingston was making his name for years. So love it. Love it. Love it. Eddie Kingston did great here. Like I said, to me, when he told Blade get his house in order, I assume it was go get Allie back. Eddie Kingston's not wrong. Not wrong. We all wondered, why did Allie just start going and hanging out with QT Marshall? Next week, we find out that there's going to be a 6-man tag. The tag team of Team Mox versus Team Archer. We'll get into that momentarily because there's a segment that explains that. Next up, I'm going to call this match my sleeper match of the night. Private Party takes on Chris Jericho and Jake Hager. It felt so good, first of all, in my notes that I have, to hear fans sing Chris Jericho's theme once again. It felt good to hear the Judas song just sang again by people. They were singing with authority. You saw Puff in the front row singing it. Big shout out to Puff. I love it. It just felt cool. Like, I was like, oh man, I really miss being at wrestling shows. Like, even the big ones for AEW, man. I just miss going to pro wrestling shows. So that's just the feeling I got from that tonight. This match, the story was simple. It was about Private Party's quickness versus the power of Chris Jericho and Jake Hager. And you could even say, like, veteran knowledge, brains in the ring as well. They used all of this stuff to their advantage. Private Party came out in this match so damn aggressive, and I loved it. I really like what they did in this. Private Party earned some tough guy points with me tonight, and I really like it. They were in the ring with two incredible performers, and I think Private Party brought it. I know some people aren't big fans of Private Party. They don't like Mark Quinn wearing the tails. I don't give a damn. You have to give respect tonight for what they did in the ring. Incredible storytelling here with what they did. Isaiah is definitely in the ring. He gets a near fall on Jericho here. So good. And after the near fall, you see the frustration building on Jericho and Hager. Hager eventually takes a shot to his lower back with the baseball bat. Nobody saw it, but you can see the pain on Isaiah Cassidy's face. He went down, and that's going to play into the story of this match. Now, they beat him down. He gets all the heat put on him. Isaiah is getting beat down. And what happens? They hit the silly string on Jake Hager. Sold it like $1 million. Private Party are those dudes. So after they hit the silly string on Jake Hager, where do they go from here? He gets the hot tag to Mark Quinn. He gets in there, and Mark Quinn's moving. He is diving all over the place. He is making things happen. I'm not going to lie. Marquand was on fire tonight. I don't know if he had something extra in his drink. I don't know what was good with him, but he was on fire. Like, he knew this was an opportunity, and he wanted to take advantage. And I'm telling you guys this. Like, I think Jericho was impressed by Private Party tonight. I really, really do. If you guys see his Saturday shows, ask him, because I could see it on his face. He was like, yo, those kids are good. And I really like it. And that's why Jericho wanted to go in the tag division. He wanted to work with the best in AEW, take a load off of himself, give Hager something to do as well. Good stuff here. So after this, they get into the ring. He tags Isaiah back in, which the announce team said, I don't know why you're making this tag. It looks like he's hurt. But he gets the tag in. They hit Poetry in Motion, a move of the Hardy Boys. If you don't know, they're big fans of the Hardy Boys. It's actually how they connected as a team. They've told the story many times. And they hit the Poetry in Motion here. And they get some great double team moves. Isaiah cannot make the pin, though. His back is hurt so bad that these 2 counts are happening, but he's moving so slow to make the cover. Eventually, Jericho goes for the Judas effect, and Isaiah Cassidy's able to move out of the way and get a quick roll-up. That roll-up scared me because I thought that Jericho was not kicking out. It was this close. It was like the 1, 2, you could hear the hand almost hit. And I was like, woo, good kick out there. He misses the Judas effect. Isaiah goes to the top ropes ever so slowly, grabbing his back. He's hurt. He misses the senton. And after he misses that move, there's nothing left but a Judas effect. Great sell, by the way, with Isaiah shaking his hand. It was like Devon's leg back in the day if you watch old school WWF. He's shaking his hand. 1, 2, 3. Jericho and Jake Hager pick up the victory here. But after the match, Jericho attacks because he is pissed. And afterwards, he puts the walls of Jericho on Isaiah Cassidy to further injure his back. But Marquand gets into the ring and hits an amazing Pele kick onto Chris Jericho. Jericho falls down. Hager has to pull him out of the ring, and they're jaw-jacking. And Marquand looks like a star on the rise in the ring. I would love for you guys to give me your thoughts in here, and I'm glad Tiff's in here. Let's see here. Queen of the Indies said Quen is jacked. Yeah, he definitely was looking swole tonight. I told you my boys are good. Jesus said Private Party, push them MFers. I don't know if they would like that language, Jesus, but I think they would agree. Nobody has yet to kick out of the Judas effect. Ace, you never told a lie, my brother. That move is still being protected, and I love the fact that they are protecting the Judas effect. It's needed. It's amazing. It's great. We need more moves protected like that. We are getting one-on-one next week, I bet. I'm thinking the same thing. You have to give me Jericho versus Marquand now. It has to happen. That's just how I'm feeling. I'm all for Quen on singles. He ran singles, obviously, in the Indies. Yeah, I've seen him work a couple matches with Gangone. Really good stuff. Jesus said, I like this tag match. Wish Private Party won. Yeah, me too, man. Like I said, Private Party's day is going to come with those tag titles. I had that feeling. And Rockstar said Jericho and Hager in the tag division. Yes, they are, good sir. Yes, they are. Like I said, looks great. I would love to see Quen get a singles opportunity against Jericho after that Pele kick. So we find out once again next week they announced a 6-man tag, Team Mox versus Team Archer, and they really hype up, if you guys don't know, this October 14th AEW title match. Like, they are really trying to say that this is their anniversary show, even though it probably should be the week before. Not going to get into that right now because October 7th was closer to October 2nd. Just saying. I'm saying. So we're going to have to get into this, man. This AEW title match. They're making a big deal about it. Let me go back into the chat here. Oh, Tiff said the no ropes match. Gangone versus Quen. An amazing match. She put with the heart. Tiff's list of husbands, man. I'm telling you. It's harder and harder to get on that list every day. Like I said, they talk more about the Tuesday special. They run down the matches. It looks like an episode of Dark. If I catch it on Tuesday, I'll try to bring it up Wednesday and give you guys some details on what happened. The NWA women's title match is next. We have Eva Lise taking on the NWA's women's champion, Thunder Rosa. This is really cool to see an NWA women's title match on AEW Dynamite. For all those who have complained about the women's division, this is your opportunity to see what these women are going to do. Eva Lise is one of my favorites. I loved Eva Lise on Tough Enough, and I've always thought she was great. I loved her on Lucha Underground as well. Thunder Rosa, if you guys didn't know, she was Cobra Moon on Lucha Underground. So I'm certain that these two have some history that they can play off of. Now, in this match, I saw something that I haven't seen either not in a long time or in a while. I love when these two ladies both went for the arm drag at the same time, and they kind of like did a Matrix move, like they locked arms and then like both fell back like they were going to do the arm drags, but then they were locked with each other. Really, really cool. Like, I like that. Very well done by both ladies here. Eva Lise slaps the hell out of Thunder Rosa, and we were off to the races after that. We saw some Lucha Libre arm drags from both ladies. Well done. This was like a anything you can do, I can do better type of match. They went back and forth. Later on in the match here, Thunder Rosa focuses in on Eva Lise's arm. She drop kicks her arm and makes that a big focus for her. Thunder Rosa eventually uses a crossface on Eva Lise. Eva Lise is right near the ropes, but she can't see the ropes behind her, and she just kind of rolls into them to make a break happen in this one. We get a Death Valley driver. Eva Lise kicks out after Thunder Rosa hits that. She starts to look for her finisher, the Thunder driver, but Eva Lise is countering it. She knows that it's coming, and Eva Lise gets a near fall, but Thunder Rosa picks up the victory in a tombstone pile driver position. She hits the tombstone on Eva Lise. 1, 2, 3. Eva Lise even kicked the leg up like she was going to try to kick out, but it was over after the tombstone. After the match, they hand her the NWA Women's Championship. She is celebrating, and Diamante comes into the ring to attack her. After all of this, and you know what we're all thinking, Shida's got to come out to make the save, and who comes out but Hikaru Shida to make the save for the NWA Women's Champion. It looks like this was setting up to a tag team match for later on, but I thought this was a great women's title match. Thunder Rosa has upped the women's division. I've been feeling really good about it lately, and I hope you guys are too. Really, really do. Sonny Bimbo said, gotta go, have a good night, see you next week. It's real to me, damn it. Hashtag everything pro wrestling, hashtag AEW Dynamite. Sonny, thank you for joining us, brother. I appreciate you being in here. Yes, and Tiff wants people to know, OMG, Ben Carter versus Scorpio Sky next week. Yes, that match is definitely happening on that Tuesday show. Shabazz, surprised that the NWA title was on the line. Yeah, man, you got to make that title mean something here. That's probably part of the agreement with Billy Corgan. So, really dope. I know NWA had a show yesterday. I heard there was some streaming issues with it. I hope there wasn't, but that's what I just read from a couple people on Twitter. But NWA got some play tonight, so they got shown on AEW Dynamite. Maybe they'll get to cut a promo, maybe a commercial for their stuff coming up. I'm happy for them. Really am. BJ said that was a great match, and the women's division is getting better and better. Yes, I think it's getting better, but at the same token, we have to be realistic about this too, and we have to view Thunder Rosa from a different standpoint. And what do I mean by that? Thunder Rosa is a pay-per deal, so she's going to show up each time she's supposed to wrestle. But what happens when Thunder Rosa is not there? What's going to happen when she leaves, when she goes back to the NWA? I hope everybody is getting more comfortable in the ring and that there are people ready to take over those spots. And hopefully that's what we get from it. That's what I'm going to say. I think the women have been crushing it. Eva Lise looked great tonight. Diamante looked great tonight. And so did Shida. Like, I love this. I love this. Keep up the good work on this, AEW. We got to talk about some weddings here. And I'm not talking about Tony Tone. It's our anniversary. It is the best man, Miro, which was the former Rusev. He is having highlights shown for him from the previous week. And then we cut to a backstage promo of some weightlifting going on. Rusev powering through the weights. Penelope Ford's the one that's spotting him as Kip Sabian's talking into the camera. Okay, cool. They begin to talk about the bachelor party that they are going to throw. Miro starts talking about he wants competition, so he's already focused on in-ring action. But Kip says, hey, remember we got some other stuff we got to tend to. Oh, that's right, the wedding and the bachelor party. So Miro is going to throw what is supposedly going to be a great bachelor party. I don't know what we're going to see in this. We could see animals. We could see some pretty wild stuff here. I'm hoping that they go completely like out of this world with this. I'm talking like some Hangover stuff. They got to go full blown crazy with this and have it just part of Dynamite, like put in throughout the entire episode. I think it'll work. I really do. So that cuts into Lance Archer. Lance Archer's theme hits, and we all know what happens when Lance Archer's theme hits. The theme song is called Everybody Dies, and that's what must happen. And someone with a mask is grabbed and just chokeslammed to hell by Lance Archer as Jake the Snake Roberts laughs in approval. Now, Jake the Snake Roberts is on the microphone cutting a promo, and I thought a lot of people possibly could have missed it because of the echo in the arena. I thought a lot of people could have missed it with so many things. And Jake the Snake Roberts is in that ring just talking about all of these different things that just felt right for Lance Archer. I would really implore people to go back and listen to what he's saying. He's just being evil, sinister, Jake the Snake Roberts, like classic heel. But what does he say in here that really caught my attention? He said that, well, we have a 6-man tag match next week, and Lance needs some of the best partners. So when you want to make a deal with the devil, sometimes you got to lay with the devil, and he decided to lay with the Tasmanian devil. That brings out Taz, representing Team Taz. So it looks like the partners are going to be Ricky Starks and Brian Cage on one condition. There's always a condition in wrestling. The one condition is that if Lance Archer wins the AEW title, the first person he must give a title shot to is Brian Cage. So now there's a deal in place for this tag team. Heels just don't do things for each other for free. There's always a catch. There's always some bullshiggity going on here. So I'm all for it. I'm all for it. I really think that we've got some well done things happening here. That's just how I see it as far as the build up to this. So Archer's partners are going to be Ricky Starks, Brian Cage. What happens? Jon Moxley's music hits. Here comes Jon Moxley. Out of the crowd, Brian Cage and Ricky Starks attack him, similar to the fan coming out. I thought we were having a repeat of it, and then I'm like, oh, wait, that's these two. And they start beating down Moxley. We have some people, the event security, come over to try and save him, but they get tossed over the banister as well. And Moxley is trying to fight with them and fight them off, but to no avail. 2-on-1 is way too much. But who comes up but AEW's Dark's own Will Hobbs? If you guys have not seen this dude, he is built like a truck. This dude is a bad MFer. Will Hobbs comes up there with a steel chair, and he is knocking Brian Cage around and Ricky Starks, and they retreat after. Jon Moxley sees him as he's hitting the steel chair on the railing, and he says, one of my partners is real power. It's going to be Will Hobbs. And great pickup in my opinion for this one. I think that it was a perfect pickup. If you've never seen Dark, you don't know who this guy is, but he's a powerhouse. This dude is a monster, like I said. And if Hobbs is going to be there to combat Cage, who's going to be there to combat Starks? He says, Darby Allin, next week, get your stuff together. Meet me in Jacksonville. We've got a match. And he said that it's going to be the team of Moxley, Will Hobbs, and Darby Allin versus Lance Archer's team of Brian Cage, himself, and Ricky Starks. That is an amazing 6-man tag team match. JR sounded excited for it. I was excited for it. Really, really dope. Jesus said, always beating up a jobber. Man, it reminds me of New Japan, bro. Just beating up the young lions. Let's see here. Team Taz and Lance Archer join forces for one night only. Big facts. Yes, Will Hobbs, beast. Will was looking like a beast, BJ said. I'm telling you guys, if you're not familiar with the dude's work, look it up. It's great stuff, dude. So let's run down the card then for next week. They go over the AEW Dynamite card. We've got the 6-man tag we just talked about. Team Mox versus Team Archer. Once again, Moxley's team. Jon Moxley, Darby Allin, and Will Hobbs as they get ready to take on the team of Lance Archer, Ricky Starks, and Brian Cage. This match is going to have some serious repercussions in it. I think it's going to get crazy. I can't wait to see it. We find out the TNT Championship is on the line next week. Brodie Lee, Mr. Brodie Lee, taking on Orange Cassidy. Interesting. Shida and Thunder Rosa taking on Diamante and Ivelisse. Chris Jericho is going to be live. Do we get a confrontation possibly with him and Mark Quinn? I don't know. But Jericho is going to have a mic in his hand next week, so things are going to be great. Rob said Hobbs LFG. I believe that's Let's freaking go, we'll say. Hobbs is great. Continue to build him up. I like it. He just signed today too, Will Hobbs. So good to hear that, man. Good to hear that. So that's next week's lineup. We've got the main event to talk about, guys. It's a parking lot fight. I may have to edit this description afterwards because I have it as a brawl. But this is a parking lot fight. Santana and Ortiz versus the Best Friends. This has been building up for a while since they destroyed Sue's van. This is going to be a fight throughout this match. And boy, was it. This is why I came on here excited. This is where all the energy came from. It was this fight. Santana and Ortiz versus the Best Friends. Santana and Ortiz came out with their face painted, Dead President style. If you've never seen the film from 1995, do yourself a favor. Go see it. And if you've seen Don't Be a Menace in South Central while drinking your juice in the hood, that damn granny. But I love the Dead President's face paint. And judging by how the parking lot was set up, I said that was worn on purpose. And if you've seen the movie with the blood spatter, it's going to look really dope. Trust me. In this, the first thing that I have written down in here is Ortiz getting flattened underneath the hood of a car. They just threw him underneath, slammed the hood on him, and then Trent just jumps on top and falls on him. Ortiz should be a pancake after all of this. This fight was nuts. Santana gets beaten down, and as soon as he goes away and he gets a chance, he goes into his back pocket, pulls out the baton. He just comes out and whacks Trent right across the back with it. We then see a catapult to Trent underneath the truck. Looked brutal. Whoever wants to have a hood of a truck bent down so that the truck could be a bed and just get catapulted into it. These dudes pulled out all the stops for this. We also saw a suplex onto a car. We saw blood coming from Santana and Ortiz, and like I said, it looked great in all of this. It looked great. That was the purpose of this. The blood spatter with white face paint on. If you guys have never seen Dead Presidents, they have like the black eyeliner, but all the face paint is white. So the blood really stood out here. And after that, these dudes, oh gosh, this isn't even the worst part yet. The blood is bleeding out of Santana and Ortiz. It looks great. The metal dustpan, I don't know where Ortiz got this, but he starts whacking people across the head with it. He got a mean shot on Trent, and Trent eventually gets set up after this for a power bomb onto the car by, I don't know if it was by Ortiz or if it was the double team one from Santana and Ortiz, but when Trent's back went into this car, dude, you could see the little pieces of shards of glass into his back. It cut the shit out of his back. His back was bleeding terribly from this. Just little pieces of glass. I hope no one ever has to go through that. That shit looked painful. Trent's a tough SOB for that. Just terrible. And Ace said it in the back. Trent's back was shredded, and we're not talking about muscles, bro. His back was bleeding really bad from that. They take a 2x4 to Trent's back. The 2x4 was completely bloody, like afterwards. Not to the point to where the 2x4 was covered, but you could see the blood on it after each hit to his back. Santana then grabs a lead pipe as they have Chuck Taylor sitting down. So it looks like they're getting ready to set up something on that truck. They pull out a big piece of plywood, and Trent is set up against a silver car, sitting down on the floor. He pulls out the lead pipe, and it looks like he's like, you know what, I'm going to take this dude's head off. Santana and Ortiz have everything in order. The trunk pops open as he's running up, and Orange Cassidy pops out of the trunk. And he pops out of the trunk with a chain around his hand and hits the orange punch on Santana, launching him back all the way into a car next to the truck. And he picks up Santana, brings him over to Chuck, who finally wakes up, and Chuck pile drives Santana on top of this car. And that leads to Trent reversing Ortiz and hitting him with the Storm Zero. He basically just drops him right through that plywood, tells the ref to count 1, 2, 3. Holy shit, this was a good match. It was a fight. I think people would have been invested in this. I think a lot of people are going to stop and look at this when they change the channel. Well done by AEW here. Let's see. Trent's back was shredded. Was Ace. Shabazz. Yaya Shabazz says Eddie Kingston's interference guaranteed. Ooh. Okay. BJ said he got power bombed on top of the car and then launched double team style into the windshield. Thank you, BJ. Correct. Sue was amazing. So yeah, let me get to the ending of that. So they win the match afterwards, and it's great. Sue pulls up in the van, and Tony Schiavone is great on commentary. He lost his shit tonight. Orange Cassidy gets in the van shotgun, number one. Why is he getting into Trent's mom's van in the shotgun? Because he's probably the coolest kid, right? So Orange gets in the trunk shotgun. Trent's bloodied back. He gets into the van as well. And Chuck Taylor just looks like the goofy like kid who just had a great soccer game and he's sweating. And they're sitting there, and Sue looks happy. They get like a great shot. This has got to be another T-shirt for them of just everything that's happening as they look back. They get ready to pull off, and I said, they really missed an opportunity. They stop. Sue flips the bird. I'm just going to censor it for you guys. She flips the bird out of the window. A mom in a minivan flipping the bird to to some greatness, dude. Great stuff. Hopefully she doesn't see what MJF said about her cookies, because Sue looked pissed. But really great here. Last shot, Sue flipping the bird. The announce team lost it. This is Pro Wrestling 101, guys. I love it. I thought it was great. Jesus said best friends and Proud and Powerful fought in this match. They damn near killed each other. This is a fact. BJ said Trent's mom is a G. Laugh out loud. Ace said Orange Cassidy shouldn't have been there. You know what? I'm not mad at it, because if they're really the best friends, you can't let your friend get beat up. Orange showed up to help him. I like it. Just great stuff. Great stuff for this. I love it. It was a great episode of Dynamite. Live chat, tell me, what did you think of tonight's episode of Dynamite? Was it a thumbs up? Was it a thumbs down? If you thought greater, let me know. But tell me what you guys thought in the live chat. Thumbs up, thumbs down. And if you guys have any last parting questions really quick, I'll do one or two of them. But while you guys answer that, I want to talk real quick. We found out some news about the AEW video game today, and I'm going to pull this up real quick on the Twitter. Give me a follow down below, as you guys can see, EPW show on Twitter. Show me some love on there. Show me some love. Be greatly appreciated. I just saw Tiff's tweet about Trent. Really, Tiff? So that just made me laugh on air. AEW video game. I know we're going to find this ASAP, aren't we? Okay, AEW launching something with general manager mode in a video game soon. So somebody was doing some detective work on things that have been trademarked and everything else. So it says it appears AEW might be launching a different game that could be made available on mobile devices. Back on September 10th, they promotion filed to trademark All Elite Wrestling Elite General Manager and Elite GM. And they put that in with the United States Patent and Trademark Office. Interesting. And they brought up that this is going to be for downloadable game software, computer game software, for use on mobile and cellular phones, downloadable electronic game software for use on handheld computers, mobile gaming devices, yada, yada, yada. It sounds like we're getting closer to an AEW video game, so I am happy about that. I have no complaints. I am looking in the chat, and I see all thumbs up from Jesus, Rockstar, yes, Shabazz just said Trent got powerbombed twice on that car, for sure. Rockstar said GM mode. It's what people have been asking for, and AEW had the wrestling gamers on Twitter a buzzing. I was one of the first people to retweet it on the XGW account. Had a lot of things buzzing tonight for this, so I am happy, proud. Jesus said, does Brodie drop the belt to OC? I'm going to predict and say no. I don't know why, though. I feel like maybe OC picks up another feud. Someone mentioned Eddie Kingston before. I feel like maybe Eddie Kingston will be mad for what they did to Santana and Ortiz. I don't know, but I think Brodie's going to figure out a way to keep his TNT Championship away from Orange Cassidy. Just my final bet on all of that. But there's a lot of things to be hyped for. We have a special Dynamite on Tuesday. We have Dynamite next week. We've got freaking an AEW video game possibly being made. I'm happy, man. AEW was crushing it today, in my opinion. Really good. Dark Order's going to get involved in that match. I could see it. A said, nah, Brodie Lee ain't dropping the title yet. I love it, guys. I love it. Thank you guys so much for joining me tonight on this episode of AEW Dynamite. We reviewed the show. We will be back next week once again to review AEW Dynamite and talk all the latest stuff in AEW. Please be sure to join me, and I've got some other projects I'm working on. I promise you guys, I just finished that long one that we've been talking about. I just need to film it now, so hopefully you guys will enjoy that little bit. We'll probably try and put those out on Tuesdays for you guys, and we've got some good things to look forward to with AEW wrestling. I can't wait to see you guys next week. Thank you for joining me on the live stream, and enjoy, guys. Peace.